Hey everybody, Andrew the Realtor here, November 2021, and this is my quick market update with a quick Q&A at the end. So I'm trying to get this out a little bit earlier this month, only because I'm going to try to do the same thing next month. Don't want it to go into the holidays and catch you guys a little bit too late. Also, considering what's been happening in the market, I'm trying to do this a little bit earlier in the month. That way, you guys have a chance to see this prior to seeing the stuff out in the media and the news and those kinds of things. So I'm trying to catch things a little bit ahead of time, only because I guarantee you, once you have the kind of the actual numbers, see the actual stats, the real truth, then whatever else happens, you'll know whether it's correct or not, or whether you can entertain those specific ideas, or you might say, that's just bunk because I've actually seen the numbers, thanks to Andrew, hopefully. So let's get right to it. And let me minimize myself here. Get me out of the way. Present. Okay. So of course, the first part. There we go. So this is the month of October, last month. What's been happening in the market? So you'll notice certainly a theme that has been going on for the whole year, as expected, as I've been saying from month to month. So average price is a little crazy. And again, remember what I've said about averages. If you haven't seen my previous ones, have a look at my previous updates. Always have to take the number average with a grain of salt. It includes all different kinds of homes. You could sell 10 homes at 800,000 up to a million, whatever, and then you sell one house at 7, 8, 9 million, and of course that changes, that skews the numbers. So the point being here that average price is obviously still high, and we'll see it in comparison to not only last year. You'll see here at 968, and now we're at 1,155. Clearly an increase, whatever, however much salt you put in with that information in terms of the average price. But then next slide, I'm going to show you guys what was happening in 2018 and 17 specifically for a reason. I want you guys to have the right perspective on this versus what many have already said. I've already seen it already in the news because the numbers came out a day or two ago. How many homes were sold? So on the left here, you got 9,783 homes sold last month in the GTA, and on the right here, you have the huge number from October of last year. Now, that was a record. That was a very, very, very heavy month. And so when you're seeing, the sales are still slumping, but volume's low, well, sales are not slumping. Just last year was really, really crazy. This year, as I've mentioned in previous updates, the first half of the year was particularly busy. We sold near 70,000 properties, meaning that there used to be a year, and we did it in the first 6 months of this year. That's how crazy it was. Naturally, only so many people will move, so that's why we're having less sales this half of 2021 compared to last year. Don't compare anything to last year because last year was very, very weird and strange, and we did have that slowdown during the beginning of the COVID period. So down here, of course, detached prices, again, it's an average price, grain of salt, but still 1.5 million. That's crazy. And condos are over 700,000, up 13%. You guys might recall, especially those of you who are investors, I was saying last year, right around spring to summertime, I was looking at the numbers, said, guys, buy condos downtown. Buy condos downtown. Well, why? Because they were stagnant, zero appreciation over year over year versus 2019. I saw several condo buildings that I was looking for that have units that my clients own. You could get them. You could have got them last year, 2020, at 2019 prices. Now those are 13% higher. Difference. Keep that in mind. Do check out these updates. Now that is obviously a pattern. Prices are going up. Home sales are still pretty strong, and I'll show you how strong they are. Never mind what happened in 2020. Here is the red part here. This is very, very important. And I'll have a Q&A at the end that has to do with this as well. Active listings, actual inventory available to the buyer. Last year, 2020, 17,313. That's about right, actually, for October. About 17,000, 18,000, something like 16,000. 20,000 is a balanced market, as you guys might know. So it's still a seller's market, but still, look at what we had last month, 7,750. That is incredibly low, historically low. Literally less than half of what the market should be in terms of inventory right now. That is why, with even a normal sales volume, which is what this is actually probably busier than normal, we're still having multiple offer situations, still having the kind of price increases that we're seeing here. For example, this detached price number here. The reason is the inventory is low. And time over time, I'm seeing people mention this more and more now, especially those who are in the real estate business or builders or related to real estate. They're saying inventory is the key. Everyone seems to focus on demand all the time in terms of politics, in terms of banking, those kinds of things. And yes, there could be some things that are done over there. The big issue is we need more inventory, and that has been the issue for quite a while. Now, I want to just so you what you hear from the news in terms of maybe sales slumping or those kinds of things. I want you to make sure you guys have the right perspective on it. This is October 2021 versus October 2019, and of course, because we're comparing in the slide or in the graphic, you'll notice 2020 and 2018 here as well. Please disregard the other numbers. I try to take out some of the stuff in the middle to make it less confusing. But again, last month, 9,700 homes sold. 2020 was crazy, 10,500, even higher than this month. But look at 19, fairly normal year, about 8,500. 8,500 versus 9,700. Look how much busier last month was than normal. Then again, look at 2018, going back a little bit. Slower year. 2018 was a slower year. 7,400. 7,400 versus 9,700. That's a huge difference. Huge difference in the number of sales that month. The point being, it was a busy month. Never mind slumping. Never mind anything negative in terms of the market that folks are telling you out there in the news or media, whatever. Understand things are still rocking quite a bit, and you've seen what the prices are like. I mean, heavens, look at the average price of 2018, 807, 852, 968, 1.5. Quite the increase, and never mind the active listings I was just talking to you about. In 2020, 17,000. In 2018, 18,900. Those are the normal numbers. So leads me to the Q&A. I'm trying to make this a little bit faster. If you guys have any questions, please do let me know. You can always pause this and take a look at all the different numbers here, especially the previous slide. But guys, I got to tell you, what I've been mentioning, pat on the back, what I've been mentioning the past few months, really the past couple of years, has been true. Market's continuing to go very, very strong. With one little ditty asterisk by that, and let me tell you what that is. Here's a big Q&A. This is a very important question that comes up at this time. Similar to last month when I was talking about selling, buying or selling in the fall market, good, bad, whatever. In this specific thing, it's should I sell now? And this is more selling, but it is buying up to a degree as well. You can insert buying, but this is selling specifically because, quite frankly, if you can get some inventory out there, it'd be fantastic. And those of you who actually might sell would get a fantastic price for your house. So let me look at this. Should I sell now or wait till January, February? Every year gets this no matter what the situation is. Now, 10 years ago, same thing. So instead of saying yes or no, and if you can, yes, but obviously people have to live life. We have life circumstances, situations, reasons why we need to move at a specific time. Completely understandable. Everything has to fit in with life. So here are some reasons why you should sell now or think of selling now before the end of the year. And they're very legitimate reasons. And of course, as always, feel free to have a chat. Inventory is at a historically low. Is at a historical low. Make sure you read that properly. It is incredibly low. Naturally low supply, high or even normal demand. It leans towards the market leads towards the seller. It is definitely seller advantageous time. So if again you don't understand the numbers, or maybe you want to take a quick closer look at what those are, you can always pause this, rewind, go back to the first slide. Just just look at the pause and just look at the video. You'll see what the numbers are there. Historical low in terms of inventory. The fall winter buyers are serious and understand what the market situation is. They understand. Buyers are not dumb. I always tell them, like my clients are geniuses, a lot of them. And I'm sure the people watching this, I always assume the audience is smarter than the speaker, to be quite honest with you, because buyers understand the market situation. First time home buyers, they say, hey, listen, tough market. They're going in with dreams, I'm going to buy a $10 million home. No. They understand what the market situation is like. Low inventory. And it's not cheap. Still, the point being here is the buyers are serious that are out there right now. So if you're thinking of selling, the tire kickers, all those people, well, quite frankly, they've kind of been gone for quite a bit already because they wouldn't be dealing with multiple offer situations. But especially at this time of the year, even if this was 96 and 97, I would make this point. Not the first one because inventory used to be normal, but this specific point. Buyers at this time are serious. If you're looking to buy, I might also add, sellers at this time, if they have the market, are serious, which is what you should be if you want to sell before January, for which there are many reasons, including the next one. As the holidays draw closer, your house often looks nicer and nicer. I know it's not always the case. It's a generalization, but look, Christmas is coming. Hanukkah is coming. Several other, actually, forgive me, I don't have the list in front of me, but there are several holidays coming. And regardless of background, ethnicity, culture, quite often this time of the year, homes look really, really nice, especially once the snow starts to hit and those kinds of things. So the point being, especially with Christmas kind of stuff, because it's shiny, I mentioned it, your house almost looks like it's getting free staging to begin with. Homes do look nice. And the next thing, closing before or after the holidays becomes an important aspect of negotiations. At this time, holidays are coming into the minds of people. So if a buyer is looking, they may very well be people, and I mentioned this last month as well, that are looking to get the house, close on the house before the holidays begin. Or they would prefer to finish this last bit of holidays at their old house and now move into a new house after the holidays. If you're flexible, that gives you a pretty strong negotiation power in terms of negotiating the offer with the buyer. So those things are important. Of all those things, I'll be very honest, the first part, the historical low, is the biggest. You probably won't find this. And I should ask the little asterisk that I mentioned in the previous slide. It's one thing you guys should remember or should know, and you might have heard already, there's a possibility of rate hikes coming next year. A lot? No. I think the bank or the government, whoever is really doing it, they'll be stupid to go too high because things will go really nuts. However, they will go up a little bit. And that is often enough, psychologically speaking, for buyers to go, okay, I want to get something now before the rates become expensive, my mortgage becomes higher, and this house becomes more expensive on a monthly basis for me, the buyer. So keep that in mind. If you're looking to sell at all, I would definitely consider doing it now. But again, like I mentioned here, look, we can call me, we can have a chat. As you guys know, those of you who call me on a fairly regular basis, no obligation. I want to give you guys some good information and really make a game plan of what it is you want to do. So, all that said, 10 minutes in, 11 minutes in, a little bit longer than I want it to be, but those are the stats for October. Market's continuing onward. No reason for the price to go down. Will it soften up? Absolutely. At some point in time, it has to. Will it slow down in terms of sales? Yeah, a little bit, for sure. And in terms of appreciation, for sure. Is the price going to go down for anything? How? You've seen the numbers. If you think so, or maybe you have some serious questions about that, I'm happy to maybe persuade you all the more to consider, hey, you know what? The prices might actually not go down for, well, as long as I can think of ahead into the future anyway. So, guys, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your November. Stay warm. It's getting colder out there. I'll touch base with you guys before the holidays next month. Take care of yourselves.